And now we've got the main event, Islam Makhachev. He misses out on the Beneil Dariush fight, but he gets a short notice Bobby Green. Bobby Green's one of those guys that the hardcores know so well. There's so many little memes and stories and all those things coming up from out of the woodwork, over the years for Bobby, which is great for him to get the exposure. But now you're talking about him coming in at 2022, getting a lot more of a bigger fan base, some of the younger crowd that's coming in now. And let's think about what are the ways that Bobby Green can even try and beat Islam Makhachev. For me to even say that there's a chance or that he can do it is going to be laughed at. Even my line, I've got Makhachev minus 350. Like, I get where Vegas sees it. I get where all that's happening. But we're trying to figure out if there's a way for Bobby Green to pull off that big upset. And for me, it's the footwork. I think that, a lot of people are using the Dan Hooker fight as the gauge with the MMA math, if you will, where, if he can beat Dan Hooker, like, what's Bobby Green going to do? But look at the way Dan Hooker fights. The lateral movement isn't so much. He's really good at moving in and out. He's willing to take one to give one. And the thing with him is that his combos will make up for it. So if he takes one, he's trying to throw two, maybe a couple to the body and come back up top. That's how Dan Hooker fights. But that's where Bobby Green's a little different, right? Bobby Green cherishes his defense. He likes to roll with punches. He uses that shoulder very well to keep himself out of danger when it comes to the boxing. And for me, that footwork, the lateral movement, the ability to see the takedowns coming. I'm really curious if, he said it in an interview with Ariel Helwani, how he just doesn't think anyone's taken the fight to Islam. And if there is a guy that's willing to take the fight to anybody, it's definitely Bobby Green. I think he has the stand-up skills to do damage of his own. And I think he has the footwork and takedown defense prowess to be able to sense when those takedowns are coming. The big thing for me in this fight is how good is Islam going to look on the feet? He's got that crazy defensive, those defensive numbers are massive. And as he gets further and further in his UFC career, things like 0.79 strikes per minute and 70% defense is going to look godlike for the rest of his career if it stays that way. And that's where Bobby needs to be consistently moving forward. He needs to be looking for openings, use that sprawl to the best of his ability. The moment Islam is able to wrap his arms around you, I think that's where it's going to be tough. It's not about being able to get out from a skill perspective or strength perspective. It just so happens that when these guys get on top of you, their ability to manipulate your weight with theirs, understand balance, they just don't let you up. And I think that's where Bobby, from a perspective of just not going or getting into those areas, he has one of the better chances you've seen from most of opponents. Think about Beneil Dariush. Yeah, he's got really great jiu-jitsu and tends to get out of those areas, but he's also a very, forward but north-south style fighter with big power shots. I think Bobby Green is the prototypical fighter you want to see against a guy like Makhachev. The constant moving around, the long jabs, the kicks. I think he's going to be a little smart with the kicks to see when and where he can throw them to avoid getting caught and put on his back. But again, I'm all about the hand speed and the lateral movement here. I think that even visualizing this fight, seeing Bobby move the way he does, getting those strikes in there, it's just, you need to be so elite and so focused in on that game plan of avoiding the takedowns, boxing Islam up, that's what you're figuring out. Can a man do that for 5 rounds, or at least till maybe he finds the opening for a finish? Because for Makhachev, it really is about avoiding strikes, using his very improving boxing to get his own damage done, and then find the way to the ground as quickly as possible. And the big thing for me there is Bobby going to be able to scramble? Is he going to be able to get out of submission areas? I think that's where Islam has just looked so good against everybody, where they just haven't been able to get out. And is Bobby going to be the first guy that can do that? That's what remains to be seen. And to be honest, I'm not jumping at the chance to say, yes, he can. It's one of those things where you just see the skills that Bobby brings to the table, and I just can't help but feel that if there's anyone from a confidence perspective, attitude perspective, skills perspective, I don't think there is a better matchup for us to see for Makhachev. It's like if Makhachev can deal with a guy like Bobby, then you're going to start to really give him respect as an overall MMA fighter, because Now he's dealing with the guys that are quick on the feet. They have versatile striking, good takedown defense, and to be honest, have fought pretty much a plethora of UFC level talent over the course of his career. Like, this is a great fight for Makhachev in the grand scheme of things, because as a notch on the belt, I really think this is a fight where he gets to tell himself he took on a certain type of fighter, one that is actually quite dangerous skill and style wise for him, and he dominated. So for me, I'm going Makhachev as a minus 350. I'll be honest, I think in my crazy-ass MMA brain, I really have kind of told myself that there is a chance for Bobby to win this, but I still think that a minus 350 line for Makhachev makes sense, even with that slight opportunity there that might exist, and I'm way off. So, Makhachev is a minus 800 on this card. Bobby Green is a plus 550. I mean, if you're taking Makhachev at minus 800, makes more sense to either climb an under or even maybe a finish. Let's take a look. Makhachev to finish by DQ or submission is minus 225. That line is pretty juiced if you ask me. Bobby plus 550. The fight to go the distance, no, is minus 350. Yes, plus 250. I think that's another lovely sprinkle. I think that Bobby's scrambling ability and just ability to avoid getting finished is really, really good. We're just banking on Islam being the best to ever do it, or one of the best to ever do it, and we're going to see if Bobby can avoid that. So, all in all, I think that's a very exciting card. Like I said, tons of prospects to keep an eye out. A lot of guys who are going to be climbing the ranks with big wins. So keep it locked to SookyMMA. We're back on the winning trail. UFC Vegas 49 is here. Keep it locked. Subscribe, like, follow, all that fun stuff. And looking forward to the next card. Peace.